The Sun. A blazing ball of plasma at the heart of our solar system, radiating immense energy and light. It's easy to take for granted, this celestial giant that bathes us in warmth and light, nurturing life in countless ways. But the Sun is much more than a pretty face in the sky. It's a colossal nuclear reactor, fusing hydrogen into helium and releasing energy that sustains our world. It's the engine that drives life on Earth, powering the process of photosynthesis that fuels the food chain. Without the Sun's energy, our planet would be a barren, frozen wasteland devoid of the warmth and light that make life possible. Photosynthesis would cease, plunging the food chain into chaos, leading to the collapse of ecosystems and the extinction of countless species. Temperatures would plummet, locking the Earth in a perpetual ice age, with frigid conditions making survival nearly impossible. The oceans would freeze over, their once teeming depths reduced to silent icy tombs, cutting off a vital source of life. The Sun's gravity holds our planet in its orbit, dictating our year and the seasons, creating the rhythm of life we depend on. It's a delicate balance, one that has allowed life to flourish on our planet for billions of years, fostering biodiversity and complex ecosystems. But what if that balance were to be broken? What if the Sun's life-giving presence were to vanish? What if the Sun were to suddenly disappear, or worse, collapse into a black hole, pulling everything into its inescapable gravity? The consequences would be nothing short of catastrophic, with immediate and far-reaching impacts on every aspect of life on Earth. Let's explore these chilling scenarios and understand the profound implications for our planet and all life on it, delving into the science behind these potential cosmic catastrophes. Imagine this. The Sun, our constant companion, vanishes. It doesn't explode or fade away, it simply ceases to exist. What happens next? The first thing we'd notice is the lack of light, but not immediately. Light from the Sun takes about 8 minutes to reach Earth. So for those precious few minutes, we'd remain blissfully unaware of the cosmic drama unfolding millions of miles away. Then, darkness. Our world would be plunged into an eternal night, the stars shining brightly in the absence of the Sun's glare. It would be a beautiful sight, but a terrifying reminder of the life-giving star we've lost. This sudden darkness wouldn't just be an inconvenience. It would mark the beginning of a chain reaction with devastating consequences for all life on Earth.
The immediate impact of the Sun's disappearance would be a dramatic drop in temperature. The warmth that sustains life on Earth would vanish, leaving our planet to face the harsh cold of space. Within a week, the global average temperature would plummet to a chilling 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Cities and landscapes would be covered in ice, transforming familiar environments into frozen wastelands. That's cold enough to freeze the surface of lakes and rivers. Water bodies that once teemed with life would become solid ice, disrupting ecosystems and habitats. But the worst is yet to come. The absence of the Sun would plunge the Earth into perpetual darkness, a night without end. Within a year, the average surface temperature would plunge to -100 degrees Fahrenheit, turning Earth into a frozen wasteland. The continents would be blanketed in snow and ice, making survival nearly impossible. The oceans would begin to freeze from the surface down, but thankfully, the ice would act as an insulator, preventing the deep ocean from freezing solid for hundreds of thousands of years. This would create a temporary refuge for some marine life. The lack of sunlight would also have a catastrophic impact on plant life. Plants rely on sunlight for photosynthesis, the process that converts light into energy. Photosynthesis, the process by which plants convert sunlight into energy, would come to a grinding halt. Without this vital process, plants would wither and die, unable to produce the food and oxygen necessary for life. Without plants, the foundation of the food chain would crumble, leading to mass extinctions across the globe. Animals that depend on plants for food would starve, and the entire ecosystem would collapse, leaving Earth a barren, lifeless world.
The Sun's disappearance wouldn't just plunge our planet into darkness and ice. It would also have a profound impact on Earth's movement through space. The Sun's gravity is what keeps Earth in orbit. Without it, our planet would be flung out into the cold, dark void of interstellar space like a stone from a sling. Earth wouldn't simply drift aimlessly. It would continue to travel in a straight line at its current orbital speed of 67,000 miles per hour. We would be on a lonely journey, hurtling through the vast emptiness of space with no star to call our own. But even in this state of perpetual motion, the long-term consequences of the sun's absence would continue to unfold, leading to a slow, agonizing death of our planet.
Section 5. The sun's demise, a slow fade to black. In the previous scenario, we imagined the sun's instantaneous disappearance, a sudden and catastrophic event that would plunge our world into darkness in an instant. But what if it were a more gradual process? What if the sun's light and warmth were to slowly fade away over an extended period? Imagine the sun's energy output diminishing little by little, day by day, its once brilliant light growing dimmer and dimmer. This scenario, while seemingly less abrupt, would be equally devastating in the long run, if not more so. As the sun's energy output decreased, Earth would slowly begin to cool. The warmth we take for granted would start to wane. The effects would be subtle at first, with shorter growing seasons and colder winters. Farmers would struggle to grow crops, and food shortages would become a reality. But as the sun continued to dim, the changes would become more dramatic. The reduction in sunlight would be noticeable to everyone. Glaciers would advance, swallowing up vast swaths of land, transforming once fertile regions into icy wastelands. Sea levels would fall as more and more water became locked up in ice, exposing new shorelines and altering coastlines. Eventually, Earth would reach a tipping point. The balance of our climate would be irreversibly altered. The oceans would freeze over entirely, turning into vast expanses of ice, and the atmosphere would begin to collapse under the weight of the cold. Without the sun's energy to drive weather patterns, our planet would become a desolate, lifeless husk, a frozen world drifting through space, devoid of the life it once harbored.
Section 6. The Black Hole Sun, a cosmic impossibility. Now let's delve into the realm of the truly bizarre. What if the sun were to suddenly transform into a black hole? It's a terrifying thought, but is it even possible? The short answer is no. Our sun simply doesn't have enough mass to become a black hole. Black holes are formed when massive stars, much larger than our sun, collapse at the end of their lives. But for the sake of this thought experiment, let's imagine the impossible. Let's say through some cosmic quirk, our sun did become a black hole. What would happen then? Section 7. Trapped by gravity, the black hole's pull. If the sun were to become a black hole, its gravitational pull on Earth wouldn't change. This is because the black hole would have the same mass as the sun. So, contrary to popular belief, Earth wouldn't be sucked in. We would continue to orbit the black hole just as we orbit the sun now. The difference is, we would be orbiting a region of infinitely dense space-time. The real danger wouldn't be from the black hole's gravity, but from the lack of light and heat. Just like in the scenario where the sun disappears, Earth would be plunged into darkness and begin to freeze. Section 8. A silent, invisible threat. The event horizon. Black holes are defined by their event horizons. This is the point of no return, where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape. If our sun were to become a black hole, its event horizon would be relatively small, only a few miles across. This means that Earth would be orbiting at a safe distance. We wouldn't be in danger of being pulled in. However, any object that did cross the event horizon would be lost forever, trapped within the black hole's singularity. This region of infinite density is where the laws of physics, as we know them, break down.
Section 9. Life without the sun, a grim prognosis. Whether the sun disappears, fades away, or transforms into a black hole, the end result for Earth is the same, a slow, agonizing death. Without the sun's energy, our planet would become a frozen, lifeless wasteland. Photosynthesis would cease, causing a collapse of the food chain. Temperatures would plummet, turning the Earth into a giant snowball. The oceans would freeze over, their once teeming depths reduced to silent, icy tombs. The atmosphere would eventually freeze and fall to the ground, leaving our planet a barren, airless rock, forever adrift in the vast emptiness of space.
Section 10. Our place in the cosmos. A sobering reminder. The scenarios we've explored, while hypothetical, serve as a stark reminder of our dependence on the sun. It's a humbling thought to realize that our very existence hinges on the continued existence of a single star. These thought experiments also highlight the fragility of life in the universe. In the vast cosmic arena, Earth is but a tiny, fragile oasis.
We must cherish our planet and its life-giving star, for they are all we have. As we continue to explore the cosmos and unravel its mysteries, let us never forget our place in the grand scheme of things. For we are, after all, just children of the stars.